pressure. Ministry never quits. I was trying to do better. July 2020 in the mountains of Tennessee.
They laid the old man down.
Have mercy, 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 mercy. Have mercy, 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 mercy. Have mercy, 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 mercy. Have mercy, 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 mercy.
Forgive me, y'all, forgive me, y'all. I know I've been living wicked, y'all. Bounded by the shackles, yes, the truth was hidden from me, y'all. Caught up in this flesh, and yes, the devil tried to kill me, y'all. Turn my life around, and guess who's living in me now? Seeing all the lies, all deceitful in the eyes, and I'm coming around with light, and now they looking all surprised, and I tell them I'm Kodesh, and they say I'm in the coat. Then they go and do they dirt, and it's murder she wrote. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me for all the sins that I committed. Forgive me. Forgive me for all the sins that I omitted. Forgive me.
Yahuwah, I'm on my knees. That's where I shall begin. Crying hard not to indulge in this evil wickedness. No longer in ignorance. Them times you winked at. I say you commanded all men in the world to repent. Uncovering all my sins so that I can go and prosper. Confessing and forsaking them, I'ma have some mercy. 70 times 7, I'm forgiving my brethren. When I do that, I'm forgiven by Yahuwah in heaven. My righteousness is filthy as a rag. How can I use that to wipe the sins from my future and past? Yahuwah, know this track right here was special made for you. Forgive me for my sins and make my garment white and new. God forgive me.
Have mercy for the sins that I committed. Give me. Have mercy for the sins that's been omitted. Give me. Forgive us for the sins that we have done. It's time to turn to Yahuwah before he comes. I know I haven't been the person you want me to be. I know I must try harder cause your will must be complete. I just hope that when you look upon me deep within my soul, you find mercy for my spirit and remove me from the cold. Have mercy, mercy, mercy on me. I feel the ruach when you pouring it upon me. And only when I'm on my knees praying, that's when my zone be at one with Yahuwah, and rightfully cause he on me. Have mercy, evil running rapid every day. The love for humanity is slowly drifting away. Have mercy, prophecy fulfilling in the show. I hope that we ready when redemption knock at the door.
Have mercy, 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 mercy. Have mercy, 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 mercy. Have mercy, 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 mercy. Have mercy, 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 mercy. Oh. Have Lord of mercy.
Have mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? This is the Script Talk Podcast. Give all praises to the Most High. Thanks to his son Yahushua HaMashiach. Hope everybody can hear me. Hold on real quick. Let me check my... Alright. We in there. Alright. Today we're going to be talking about the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 13. Now, for a lot of you, not really, deep into the book, into the certain books, you know what I'm saying? I know it's usually certain books we tend to do more than others. You got the New Testament with Matthew, Mark, and then you got Paul's writings and things like that, right? So, 2 Chronicles is one that might tend to get skipped over a little bit, or to get deep into into that past the story of King David and King Solomon, it tends to get kind of lost in translation. Even with me, right? Because I kind of took very strongly to the story of Jehu, right? And in Jehu's story, it talked about how, he did great until the end, where it said he took after the sins of Jehu. He took after the sins of Jeroboam. And I always wondered what was Jeroboam's sins, because I never got into that portion. You know what I'm saying? So this explains it. I don't know if it's in full, but it explains a lot. Jeroboam, for those of you who don't know, Jeroboam was a servant under King Solomon, right? He was a mighty man, a wise man, to the point that, just like with King Saul and King David, Saul knew David had certain characteristics that he'd be a great leader of the people, so he kind of shunned him a little bit, and he hated him. Same thing with Solomon. Solomon kind of figured Jeroboam might be that dude, you know what I'm saying, to where Jeroboam ran off. And I want to say that the prophet went and found him and told him he was going to be king, and made him king. So anyway, let's get into this thing and find out scriptures are living words, and all of these scriptures can apply to life. That's what this podcast is about, to go into these things and to show you how these things are applicable to us today. So of course we're going to be reading out of the Blue Letter Bible app. We're going to hit it with the NLT version. I like it because it speaks to us plainly, more plainly. I could comprehend King James and all that, right? But anyway, let's get into it. 2 Chronicles chapter 13. Abijah began to rule over Yehudim. I spoke on previous podcasts, right? I spoke on a previous podcast about the two kingdoms and the two houses, the house of Israel and the house of Judah, right? After King David and King Solomon, Israel was split up into two kingdoms, and Jeroboam became king over one, and Rehoboam became king over the other one. So here we go. Abijah began to rule over Yehudah in the 18th year of Jeroboam's reign over Yasharal. He reigned in Jerusalem 3 years. His mother was Maacah, the daughter of Uriel from Gibeah. Then war broke out between Abijah and Jeroboam. Yehudah, led by King Abijah, fielded 400,000 select warriors, while Jeroboam mustered 800,000 select troops from Yasharal. When the army of Yehudah arrived in the hill country of Ephraim, Abijah stood on Mount Zemaraim and shouted to Jeroboam and all Yasharal, "Listen to me. Don't you realize that Yah, the mighty one of Yasharal, made a lasting covenant with David, giving him and his descendants the throne of Yasharal forever? Yet Jeroboam, son of Nebat, a mere servant of David's son Solomon, rebelled against his master." This is what I was speaking of here. Then a whole gang of scoundrels joined him, defying Solomon's son Rehoboam when he was young and inexperienced and could not stand up to him. This is referring to a time when certain of the 10 tribes that split from Israel, they felt like Yehuda was not treating them fair, right? I think they was hitting them with certain kind of taxes or something, or like heavy work or something like that, to where they was like, don't do us like that. And Rehoboam was like, listen, you think my daddy treated you rough, I'm gonna treat you rougher. You know what I'm saying? So they rebelled with Jeroboam. Well, they rebelled against Rehoboam and went and made Jeroboam their king. So do you really think you could stand against the Malkut of Yah that is led by the descendants of Daud? You may have a vast army, and you have those gold calves that Jeroboam made as your God. So here, the leader, right, which is a big, it's a big thing in Yasharal. I've been, a proponent for analyzing these leaders, right? What they teach, how they teach, what kind of productivity comes from their teaching. Are they equipping us to better serve the Most High? Are they equipping us to be better men, women, and children? Here we have Jeroboam, who have pretty much created his own system. The Most High Yah gave us a system of worship. He gave us a family of the Levites to guide us in worship to him. He gave us priests, right? So here we have Jeroboam, who is going to create new priests and who is going to create idols for the people to worship. So we have a person in power that is leading the people astray, right? Gave you gold calves that Jeroboam made as your gods. But you have chased away the priest, or the Kohanim of Yah, the descendants of Aaron and the Levites, and you have appointed your own priests, just like the pagan nations, right? Anybody leading you to be like the other nations is not of the Most High. Anybody trying to keep you in a way, trying to keep you, towards righteousness, towards what the words say, that's the ones to listen to. You let anyone become a priest these days. Whoever comes to be dedicated with a young bull and 7 rams can become a priest of so-called gods of yours. Here we have the Most High ordained a certain family, and he ordained that the actions of a man, the conduct of a man, is what's to cause him to be elevated, or to cause him to hold any office. As Paul said about the office of a bishop, you can't just be a bishop because you want to be a bishop. It's a certain checklist and a certain guidelines you have to cover in order to be that. In order to be in leadership over the assembly, you have to have shown yourself to be able to conduct yourself and your family, right? So here we got Jeroboam just coming up with some old frilly way, which is really about money. Whoever comes to be dedicated with a young bull and 7 rams, that's money. That's money back in them times. You pay a certain amount, you bring a certain thing, you get to bypass all these characteristics. It didn't say you have to have characteristics to be something. You just bring this money. You bring these things here, and you can be it. Said become a priest of these so-called gods of yours. That's why I don't take nothing, because these mighty ones what the people are being told to worship, what they're told to believe, it's nothing. So it don't require nothing. That's why a lot of people fall away from the Most High Yah, because he requires too much. That's why they leave off from his word, because he requires something and they can't meet it. That's when they go talking about the line, pen of the scribes and this ain't that and that ain't this. But as for us, the Most High Yah and we have not abandoned him. Only the descendants. I'm sorry. As for us, the Most High is our mighty one, and we have not abandoned him. Only the descendants of Aaron serve Yah as Kohanim, and the Levites alone may help them in their work. See, like I said, the Most High Yah ordained a certain thing in a certain way that things ought to be done. And here we got these new leaders want to do their own thing, do it their own way, and they leading the people astray. They present burnt offerings and fragrant incense to Yah every morning and evening, or every Boca and Layla. They place the bread of the presence of the set apart table, and they light the gold lampstand every evening. We are following the instructions of the Most High Yah, but you have abandoned them. He's saying this is the way he told us to live. What you doing, just making anybody rulers, making anybody priests, doing any kind of offerings, that's off. Right? So granted, that stuff probably felt good to the people. And the people up under Jeroboam probably felt justified because they said, Jeroboam told us. The leader told us. The master told us. We're not to be following wicked masters, people. We're not to be following wicked masters. Regardless of who they are, what they got going on. It's better to die and to perish for righteousness than to live and follow after wickedness. So you see, Yah is with us. He is our leader. He is our leader. His Kohanim blow their trumpets and lead us into battle against you. He ordained that as well. O people of Yasharal, do not fight against the Most High Yah of your ancestors, for you will not succeed. This is before the war. They are, lined up against each other to fight. And here we have a man trying to bring peace. That's why I said Baruch are the peacemakers. Somebody trying to come to the table with people that don't believe like them. All these Negroes talking about, we don't believe like the people believe and all this stuff. Well, where's your olive branch at? Where's your call for peace? What is your call for one you feel is in error to come into righteousness? Where is your call at? You just ain't going to come to the table at all. You just ain't going to talk at all. You just going to stay off in your little corner, in your little section, with your little group. This ain't what this man is doing. This man is trying to bring peace. Meanwhile, Jeroboam had secretly sent part of his army around behind the men of Yehudah to ambush them. Now granted, he don't want peace. Jeroboam, they ain't listening. Somebody extending the olive branch, they ain't listening. But that ain't the point. The point is that the man tried, because he don't want to have to slaughter his his people on the other side. He don't want to destroy his people on the other side. So he offers peace. He offers a chance for destruction not to come upon them. If they don't want it, then, well, hey, their blood is off his hands. Until you try for peace, until you try for the saving of your people on the other side, they blood on your hands. And that is what it is. When Yehuda realized that they were being attacked from the front and the rear, they cried out to Yah for help. Then the Kohanim blew their trumpets, and the men of Yehuda began to shout at the sound of their battle cry. Yah defeated Jeroboam and all Yasharal. Right? This is talking about the kingdom of Yasharal, not all the people. That's why wordplay is very important. That's why if you don't know this stuff, if you don't know this stuff about the wordplay, and then you get into the New Testament and you hear certain things, you're going to think it mean all when it don't mean all. It mean a certain group of people. They never taught us this in Christianity, but you see plainly here, it's saying in all of Israel, when part of the children of Israel is the ones killing them. So how is it all of them? You got to understand context, people. That's all I'm trying to say. And routed them before Abijah and the army of Yehuda. The Israelite army fled from Yehuda, and Yah handed them over to Yehuda in defeat. Abijah and his army inflicted heavy losses on them. 500,000 of Yasharal's select troops were killed that day. So Yehuda defeated Yasharal on that occasion, because they trusted in the Most High Yah of their ancestors. Hey, listen. This is what's going to have to set the righteous apart from the wicked, right? Because today, in this day and age, we got a lot of people going off to different doctrines. They finding new books, they finding new things, they're going off into new things. And the difference between Yehuda and Israel is that Yehuda stuck to the old path. You know, when Israel went off and was doing this new thing, they out doing the locomotion and whatnot, Yehuda stayed the path. They stayed with the ordinances. They stayed with the instructions of the Most High Yah. You know, and it helped them, because Yah gonna stick with them who stick with him. As you see, he's faithful. As you see, he is diligent, and he's loyal. He's loyal to those who is loyal to him. Right? So all praise to the Most High for his righteousness, man. For his power, for his friendship, for his hand of fellowship he offers to those who seek him, man, who serve him, man. These people going off to these other gods, to these other doctrines that he ain't ordained, that he ain't spoke of. Just because a wicked ruler decide to bring forth some wickedness to the people and put his name on it. I'm sure he called his little idols God. I'm sure he called them that. But you know what they can't claim? They can't claim to be the creator of the heavens and the earth. That's why you don't hear it. When you hear about Zeus creating the heavens and the earth, when you hear about Isis and Horus and all these people, when you hear about these people creating the heavens and the earth, you don't hear nobody makes that claim but the Most High Yah. Nobody makes it. Nobody claims to have created man. Got the most unique story out of all the books, out of all the deities. The Most High Yah is the highest, and he has no equal. Just like he said, ain't nobody beside me. We got to stay the path. Ugh. 19. Abijah and his army pursued Jeroboam's troops and captured some of his towns, including Bethel. That's the thing. These people gonna fall, man. All you gotta do is wait. First of all, Abba willing, they repent and be converted, right? That they return home as the prodigal son and be greeted with open arms from their Abba, right? But if they should happen to be hard-headed and persist in their wickedness like Jeroboam did, then destruction gonna follow, right? Because the Most High won't be mocked. He gonna get you. Can't slap box with the Most High. This man to make your insides rot. Man, make you poop out your nose and stuff, man. You can't play with somebody like that. Anyway, Abijah and his army pursued Jeroboam's troops and captured some of his towns, including Bethel, Jasanah, and Ephron, along with their surrounding villages. So Jeroboam of Yasharal regained his power during Abijah's lifetime, and finally, Yah struck him down and he died. Meanwhile, Abijah of Yehuda grew more and more powerful. He married 14 wives. Now, this is a man that the Most High was with. All these people want to try to make up. Now, this is the thing. If you refrain from something because it ain't for you, then fine. But it's people that make up laws and make up stuff and condemn stuff where it don't go. It's one thing to say, the captivity thing, you ain't got the funds. I get that. Cool. But when you make up laws and you make up ordinances and say it's a sin and you a whoremonger and all this old stuff, where you see this man being called a whoremonger at? He married 14 wives and had 22 sons and 16 daughters. So I guess the next part is going to talk about how, he was wicked and how he got punished for that. The rest of the events of Abijah's reign, including his words and deeds, are recorded in the commentary of Iddo the prophet. I'm just saying, man. I ain't going to go into no whole rant on that. But, it is what it is, man. Anyway, all praise to the Most High. That is the conclusion of that matter. 2 Chronicles. I'm trying to be quick with these things, man. I know people be short-winded. They don't have a lot of time for things. So I'm trying to, shout out to Kafer, Boca Tova. That's what we got for you, man. Join us next time on the Script Talk podcast. All praise to the Most High. Thanks for sending Yahushua Mashiach. 12 tribes, one nation.